Good morning, everyone. It's Friday, January 27th at 7:07 a.m. and I am ready to go and hit the road for my journey from Hay River, Northwest Territories back to Souk, BC. This time I'm going to do it a little differently. I'm going to take the exact same route to try and see how far I can get every day. So today I'm going to try to make Peace River, Alberta. I do have a charging spot in Enterprise this morning, so that's where I'm heading first. Do a top up there for about an hour and then head to high level. So it should be a stress-free drive all the way back. It's now 7:19 a.m. on Friday, January 27th, and I'm about to hit the road. So you can see I've reset my Trip B, charged up to the max I can for 715 kilometers, which is approximately 98%. So as you can see, 37 kilometers to Enterprise, and I'm charging at a business there that's offered to let me top up. It is 7:51 a.m. and I just arrived at the business in Enterprise, Sunrise Cabinets and Millwork, that's let me going to get a charge here. Looks like I'm pulling the full 40 amps, so about an hour and a half to charge up, and I should be good to go. So here's my trip down to high level. It's a total distance of 271 kilometers, and this is the trip graph. Now, this would be realistic in the summer, and I have done this in the summer, and it works really well. However, I know for a fact that it would be very tight to arrive at 13%. So it is 9:41 a.m. and I have just about finished filling up here in Enterprise. I am sitting at 95%. It started backing off from the 30 amps here down to 27, so it's hitting the top of the pack and starting to back off. I had to lower to 30 amps because I popped their breaker at 40, so I backed it. The car backed it off to 30, and it's been stable since. So I'm just gonna go thank the owner and unplug and hit the road. So it's 97%, 30% on arrival. I obviously will not get that, but we'll start at 80 and see how it goes. I originally started at 80 and did 10 kilometers, and I had a 219 watt-hour per kilometer average for that 10 kilometers and had lots of range to make the destination. So I upped it to 90, which is the speed limit here till the 60th parallel and the border into Alberta, and I've been doing that for approximately 12 kilometers now, and as you can see, there's about a just shy 10% increase in my average watt-hours per kilometer, so I'm showing 239 right now. My projected is 285 kilometers, my rated is 374, and my distance is 246. So shouldn't be an issue holding the speed limit. And it is minus 13 degrees outside Celsius. $205 till I reach high level, 260 projected range, so I've got lots. It's actually getting better and better than projected. Even looking at the 50 kilometer range, it's showing 248. I have 205, so this is not going to be a problem. It is currently -6. The temperature is slowly going up. Right now it's showing 10% on arrival, and it's been steady at that for the last 30 kilometers or so. Looking good. Just coming up to the NWT border now into Alberta. I am, and there's the Alberta border. I am back at the 60th parallel exactly a week later, leaving the Northwest Territories for Alberta. So my projected range is much higher than my required distance, so I'm going to kick it up to 100 and see if I can maintain the speed limit at -7. It is 11:23 a.m. I've done approximately 10 kilometers with range mode off. Held 100 kilometers per hour, kept the temperature at 19 degrees Celsius inside the car. It is -6 Celsius outside. Bumped up about 13 watt hours per kilometer. So what I'm going to do, just to see if that really did make a difference, because changing topography out here, I'm going to put range mode back on and see if it drops back down to approximately 231. It is 11:30 and I've done just a little over 10 kilometers since putting range mode back on. As you can see, there was a bit of a change in the topography of the road, so it dropped slightly to 239 watt-hours per kilometer. I think I can infer from this and with some deductive reasoning here that it would have probably dropped down to about 233 if it was perfectly level again. So range mode does help get a little more out of that battery pack. And I'm pretty much exactly halfway, there we go, halfway to high level from Enterprise. 137.6 kilometers, I've used 33.4 kilowatt hours. So if I double that, I should use about 66.8 kilowatt hours. I estimate I have about 70.2 kilowatt hours usable. I can explain a little more. There's probably some more in there, but I'm having issues charging from 98 to 100%. So I'm going to assume I have 70.2 kilowatt hours available. It's looking good. 137 till the destination. Projected 155, rated 213, and holding at -6. We'll see you guys in high level. Successfully arrived in high level at the destination charger. Woohoo! It is 1:03 p.m. and I have arrived successfully in high level at the Best Western Mirage. As you can see, my prediction was pretty much bang on. 66.6 kilowatt hours used, 279 kilometers from my charge point in Enterprise to the charger in high level, 239 watt hours per kilometer consumption rate. That was pretty much bang on what I saw the whole way, give or take. And I am done charging in high level. I am sitting at 96% and been charging since 1:30. So I'm gonna hit the road, and if I'm not gonna quite make it, I'll stop in Manning and top up for whatever I need. And I am 119 kilometers from Peace River. As you can see, I'm doing really good. I've been holding about 90 kilometers an hour the whole way. I have arrived at the hotel in Peace River, the Sawridge Inn and Conference Center. I arrived with 10%. I charged about 3 or 4% at Brian Shields' place in Manning. I still would have made it. I pushed it to 100. If I did 90, I would have made it, no problem. It's 4 degrees C above zero. And as you can see, I did 303.3 kilometers, 64.8 kilowatt hours used, 214 watt hours per kilometer. Majority of that was at 90. The last 99 kilometers was at 100. So just going to go check in and go plug in the maintenance shed. Good morning, everyone. It is Saturday, January 28th, and I am out of the maintenance garage in Peace River from the Sawridge Inn. As you can see, it was nice and warm in there. It still shows 20 degrees. It's not 20 degrees outside. It's probably around 2 or 3 degrees C above. First stop, Valley View, 80 amp J1772. I only got to 61% last night because it was a 22 amp 240 volt charge. Might as well go to the 80 amp and charge up there rather than sitting around here all day. So we'll see you in Valley View. And I have arrived in Valley View, so I'm just going to plug in. I arrived at 15%, so just did 142.9 kilometers, 33.5 kilowatt hours, 234 watt hours per kilometer. It's been 4 degrees C outside, and I've been doing the 100 the whole way. Plugged in. Pulling the full 80 at 211 volts, so it looks like I'm here for about 4.5 hours to get 100% to make the West Edmonton Mall. So it's currently 9 o'clock, so it looks like about 1:30 I'll be heading out of here. And as you can see, it's a 339 kilometer trek. Temperature should improve as the day goes on, but as you can see, the trip graph, it's way off there. So I'll charge up and see what's possible. At least I know I can charge up in Whitecourt if needed. And I am done charging in Valley View. So I'm just about at 40 amps, so there's no point in sitting here any longer, because if I need to, I'll charge at 40 amps in Whitecourt.
I have to go 339 kilometers, 412 kilometers rated, and according to this, I'm going to use 90% to make the West Edmonton Mall Fantasyland Hotel, where they have 80 amp destination chargers. I'm just passing through Whitecourt. I just stopped at Tim Hortons, grabbed a coffee, had a little pit stop, and back on the road. So as you can see, I'm doing really well. I've done 174.6 kilometers since Valley View, used 32.8 kilowatt hours, and I'm just about rated at 188 watt hours per kilometer. Rated is 185, so doing really good. The graph, I was following it pretty much bang on. When I got here, it said it was going to arrive with 11%. Of course, by getting out of the car, it reset, so it says 7 again. So we'll see how that goes. But as you can see in my consumption graphs, everything I have is better than rated. So good sign. Let's see if that trend continues. Edmonton is 168 kilometers away. Getting very close to West Edmonton Mall. Did really good. I'm going to arrive with about 10% remaining on my battery. As you can see, since Valley View, average 183 watt hours per kilometer, which is a little bit better than rated. So really good drive today. Temperature was always above zero, between 5 and 10 degrees, and yeah, worked out really well. So I didn't have to charge in Whitecourt. So charge here at West Ed, and then I might even try to make Calgary tonight. It is 4:55 and I've reached the West Edmonton Mall. The valet was kind enough to let me plug in for free. Yay, West Edmonton Mall, thank you. I told him I'd only be a couple hours, going to go grab some dinner, so I think that is what convinced him not to bill me. Although they have 2 of the chargers iced in the valet, so that kind of sucks. But anyway, I'm sure they'd move it if it gets really busy and more cars show up. Charging at 80 amps, and next stop, Red Deer. And this supercharger, Otis. It's 7:30 p.m. and I'm on the road from West Edmonton Mall. I'm just on the south side, merging onto Highway 2 southbound to Red Deer. I completely forgot to do a video leaving the West Edmonton Mall. So I'm 21 kilometers out of West Ed. I'm showing 8% on arrival right now, but into Red Deer, but I'm just going to keep it slow and easy, and shouldn't be a problem. So 169.3 from West Edmonton Mall, 35.1 kilowatts, 207. That's 105 kilometers per hour from Edmonton to here. So really good. I've arrived with 5%. Time to plug in. Oh, there's words I've missed. Supercharging. Woo! You know, it's been fun and I love what I did, and I'll be doing it again, but I just love supercharging. Who doesn't, right guys and girls? Who doesn't? Just charging up here in Red Deer. Another gentleman pulled in with his 2 kids and he's charging. And we've got this pickup truck parked poorly, let's say. So anyone out there that experiences this, just report it to if it's at a hotel or whatever the property is, and also call the Supercharging team or the roadside assistance team and let them know. And they log it and then work with the management of the parking lot to deal with these kind of things. One more car could squeeze in. He's basically parked across 2 spots though. It is 10:18 p.m. I have charged to 93% at the supercharger, and I'm heading to Calgary. It is 11:56 p.m. on, what day is it? Saturday, January 28th. I've made it to my brother's house in Calgary. Did it in 2 days. Hay River to Calgary with 1 hotel. That's awesome. That's impressive, actually, that I was able to do that. So as you can see, 38.6 kilowatt hours, 226 watt hours per kilometer from the supercharger in Red Deer. Total today was 830.8 kilometers, 170.7 kilowatt hours of battery used, and 205 watt hours per kilometer. The drive from here, I did 5 over the limit, so 110 I did 115, 105 in the 100 zone, and I arrived with 40%. It estimated, I believe it was 48 or 49 when I left Red Deer. So did really good, and that's going a little bit over the speed limit, but not much. So I'm going to go to bed, and I will see you guys when I leave Calgary on my way back to the island.